Uh-uh. What happened? Okay, we're back. I was wondering what happened to the live stream. Hi guys, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegweta TV. Radio. My name is Daffy Matthews. You're gonna love to comedy Elegweta on the sports. A bit, is my voice getting husky at old age? If you know how long I wanted my voice to sound like this, but unfortunately it did not. So now I don't need it no more. I like the way I sound normally. Now my voice is sounding different. I don't understand. Hi, how you guys doing? It was a beautiful Tuesday night for football for the neutrals. Arsenal fans are not happy. I don't know if Bayern Munich fans are happy. I don't know if they are sure they can go back to the Allianz Arena and change the tide in a week. I don't know who's happier, Real Madrid fans or Manchester City fans, but hey, it was a day of the draw soup. It was okra soup in one end, okra soup in the other end, but whatever it was tied. One is 2-2 draw in London, the other one in Madrid is 3-3 draw. At one point, it was 1-0 in favor of Arsenal, then it became 2-1 in favor of Bayern, and then Gabriel Jesus and Trossard, the subs who came on, work together to change I think that there was a tint of a lot of inexperience. This is my opinion. Thought a lot of inexperience from the Arsenal play. In the other game, that the chaos. Okay, so let me show you one moment where, like, you remember when the goalkeeper passed the ball to Gabriel Magalhaes and he held the ball with his hand and passed it back? That would have been a penalty, right? But the referee just overlooked it. Okay, so there was also what I call a little bit of a penalty shout when Bukayo Saka ran onto that ball and get past the goalkeeper, and there was a leg out. And Bukayo Saka overdid it anyway. I thought that there was also a shot for a penalty. That was one. And then in Madrid, it was bedlam, it was chaos, it was everything, but it was football. It's what football is supposed to be. If you're a neutral, you follow that game, you love it. If you're a neutral, you follow the Arsenal game. You kind of like, what pisses you off with the Arsenal game was the fact that this team have been so defensively solid. I've been seen as one of the most defensively astute and organized team, and then they made schoolboy errors. They were just not there, and it felt like Bayern Munich had them where they want to have them. You could also see that this is not the robbery Bayern Munich. When I say robbery, I mean Iron Robben, and Frank Ribery kind of Bayern Munich. This is also not the Lewandowski. This is not the 8-2. Okay, 8-2 for Lewandowski, Thomas Muller Bayern Munich. This is just a shadow Bayern Munich, a Bayern in uniform, but not in quality of play. But still, they caged Arsenal. They stopped them from getting behind the line. They stopped them from making those normal moves that Arsenal normally make, that puts them, ahead of the opposition, running wide and causing havoc, wrecking havoc on the right and on the left through Bukayo Saka on the right, and what's it called? Martinelli. What's his other? Gabriel Martinelli on the left hand side. And Kai Havertz, who normally cause a whole lot of problem with his deep run and all that, and the whole talk of Jorginho, the forward playing player who always drive the team forward, also was not there. So it was kind of like I don't know how to put it, but there was a lot of shallow play in the Arsenal side, and I was like, okay, I don't know if it was only me, but you guys could tell me what you think. I was just spying on the Man City beat and beat and beat and beat, but I fully focused on the Arsenal side. So those of you who watch the Man City game, you can tell me what you saw there on the comment section, and then we can have it. But I looked at the Arsenal game and I thought Arsenal could have done better. Maybe the draw was the best that could have happened in that game. The draw was the best that could have happened, meaning that they could take from this experience and go to the away game. Again, Arsenal have been very fantastic away from home lately. They don't concede away from home. They score goals away from home. They've been winning away from home. So maybe they could also take that to the Champions League. But let's not forget that the last away game they played in the Champions League, they lost to FC Porto 1-0. So, all of those could be playing in your head and you'll be wondering. Again, the moment could also overrule them. Let's be very, very honest here. As much as we have all these high expectations, we think that they should do this, they should do that. Let's not forget that this, I think, apart from Jorginho, Gabriel Jesus, and I think Zinchenko, the rest of this team, this is their first time of being in this environment. I don't know if there's any other person. Did other guy ever play this level? I don't know. With Madrid, it was never playing anyway. So this is their first moment being at this environment and playing against a team that is perennial destroyer of Arsenal. Okay, 10-2 on aggregate, massive one. So in 3 Champions League games, it was 15-3. Okay, consecutively 3 Champions League games before now. So you could look at this game and say yes, but before now, also we've also seen this result 2-2, and then the return leg, Madrid, Bayern Munich went through. So anything is possible. Again, when you look at the Madrid game and you see them concede 3 goals against Man City, and on a day where we still talk about the fact that Erling Haaland didn't, play to his effervescent best, his awesome best. You could sit where you are and you say to yourself, wait a minute, if Arsenal face this team and they play like this and they are vulnerable at the back like this, can Arsenal win them? Again, when you look at the Champions League game yesterday against Bayern, that's where you'd agree that this game is making a case for Arsenal needing a striker. But before we jump the hula hoops and say, oh, they need a striker, let's look at Man City. Have Man City lost something by having Erling Haaland on their side? Before you say yes, remember that they have Erling Haaland last season and they won the treble. And they were fantastic, right? Scoring goals and everything was going crazy. What now has happened that they concede easily? They said when Rodri played, the team is stable. Yes, Rodri doesn't play in a side where they lose lately. Every time he plays, they win. All the games that they've lost this season, he didn't play. But what is making Man City chipping go the way they are chipping goals? That's one of the things that I'm perplexed about. I'm still trying to analyze it. They still keep possession more. They still drive the team more. I mean, they've got Diaz. They've got everybody that they need to defend for them. And it's not even about the money spent. Forget about the money now. They've got quality players. Why are they chipping in good? 3 goals in a Champions League night. But then again, you can excuse it and say, hey, who goes to the Estadio Bernabeu and doesn't concede loads of goals? Maybe Arsenal. Okay. But it's Madrid that they played against, so we can easily forgive them. But Man City needs to do something to stop Madrid now. Madrid gets to the semifinals and get to the finals, they are winning it. And to win it with a team that doesn't have a center forward will be incredibly funny, considering the fact that next season they would have Kylian Mbappe in that squad. So they should stop them from winning it before Kylian Mbappe comes. At least let Kylian Mbappe come and win it and then win the Ballon d'Or the normal way that, that's how the story have already been written. That's the way the story will go. So let's not even just rush it now. Man City, we are counting on you. The whole footballing world is counting on you. Even if you don't have plans to defend your title, please help the rest of the footballing world to knock out Real Madrid. Arsenal, your destiny is still in your hands, okay? You still have it in your hands. You were naive. Your passes were poor. Your defending were poor. Your tackling were poor. I thought that there could have been a lot more goals in that game against Arsenal because of the way they defended. The solidity of Saliba was not seen. The coordination between Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes was not seen. They were, in all sorts of troubles at all time. The kind of support system that the kind of support system that what's it called that Ben White normally gives to thank you, Mrs. Sadafi. You're the best. You are the best. Can you please okay, take this? Thank you. Take more. Thank you. The best wife in the whole world. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's say it. Cheers. Cheers to the love of my life. Agbo in the morning helps you strong. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm conversing with Kenneth Omeru, so it's distracting me. Kenneth is using his own. Since yesterday, Kenneth has been on my neck. Like, I don't understand. More. Okay. There's a whole lot of people on my comment on my DM, my WhatsApp. The granddaughter of Jaja Opobu decided that today she won't remember me, like back from school days. Right, let's go back to the conversation. So all of that are my postulation today. I need to get your own. That's my own take. But when I look at the Madrid game, let's go back to the starting. There are games today. We'll talk about it. And congratulations to the Super Falcons of Nigeria for breaking the 18 years hoodoo of not qualifying for the Olympics. We finally did. Randy Wardrum. There are still some people who just have issues with Randy Wardrum. Why do we do that? Okay, so let's come back to this team. Man City started with John Stones far out on the right side, Murphy Akanji, and Diaz. Uh, this might sound silly, but is it me or there's something about the pairing of Diaz and Akanji that just doesn't work? So Diaz plays like a very flexible. I mean, it looks like Cavallo, John Terry, but Akanji sometimes, in my opinion, maybe I'm asking for too much. Sometimes play too stiff, right? Vadiol, Gavadiol, Abi, what is this thing? What is G doing there? I don't understand. But Vadiol, also because of what Jao Cancel have given us in the Manchester City shirt, I'm always looking for something better or something on that level. I don't know if he scored yesterday, but I don't know if he gives that. I don't know. I also don't know if Kovacic also makes the Man City midfield a bit slow. It doesn't bring what Ike Gundogan brings to this team, the movement, the whole magic that it brings, and all that. Okay. I don't know what happened before the game, but brother was vomiting. Kevin De Bruyne was vomiting, and I really don't know why. Probably last minute issue, stomach upset. I really don't know, but that's why he ended up not playing in the game. But they achieved what they needed to achieve. They got a draw. They didn't lose because in games like this, that's what you look at for. Haaland was rated 6.4, which is very, very low. Same for Akanji as well, which is very, very low. Some other players, got good rating. Players like Bernardo Silva 7.9, but there was no 8 in that. Even in the Madrid side, there were also very many players with poor rating, but that's not my case. And now let's look at the lineup. It was a 4-2-3-1 formation by Pep Guardiola with John Stones playing shafted to the right hand side. There's no Walker in this one, is out injured, and I think they missed him. Okay, then there's Akanji and Diaz in the middle of the defense, and then Vadiol on the left hand side. Then you have Kovacic and Rodri, master reliable defender, but defensive midfielder, but you can't put him in the Sergio Busquets kind of level, right? Then you have Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, and Grealish for the calves, for the abs, and everything. And then you have Haaland in front. But for Real Madrid, it was a straight flat out 4-3-3. Ferland Mendy, Rudiger, Chomeni. I used to think that Chomeni was a defensive midfielder. I didn't know that he could play very well as a centre back, and then cover her. And then you have in midfield Kamavinga, Tony Cruz, and Valverde. Luka Modric starting, but then he came in to replace Luka Modric, Tony Cruz later. And then you have Vinicius Junior, Vinny on the left hand side where normally stay Rodrigo, who scored 1 goal. Then there's Jude Bellingham. The noise about Jude Bellingham have dropped. Now there's this thing when I look at this Madrid squad, and I'm saying to myself, first, Jude Bellingham is not even a striker. It's not a forward player, but he keep popping up in that position. I know that we were told that he's a diamond, so you could read it to mean 4-4-2. Rodrigo and Vinicius up front, right? But once they spread wide, Bellingham runs into that middle. But you need a center forward, and that's what they are missing with the exit of Benzema. And I'm very sure that when Kylian Mbappe comes in, he will fill that void. Another question I'm asking: if Mbappe does not want to play through the middle and he wants to be shafted to the Vinicius Junior position, would Vinicius Junior leave Real Madrid? Would it cause a circle of movement? Now, remember. Let me play back something that happened some years ago. Barcelona wanted David Beckham. They didn't get him, right? Manchester United wanted Ronaldinho. They didn't get him. Beckham went to Madrid. Madrid also wanted Cristiano Ronaldo at the time initially from Sporting. So this is what happened. A shift happened. Ronaldinho went to Barcelona. Beckham went to Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo went to Manchester United, and it caused a whole lot of galactical adjustment in football. Now, would the movement of Mbappe to this team, because that takes Bellingham back to midfield, Valverde, Camavinga, and Chamani or Valverde plays in defensive midfield, and then there's a striker. Well, it works the team three up front of Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., and Mbappe. But if Mbappe refuses to settle in, because Mbappe doesn't strike me, because players who like to run oftentimes don't play just standing alone in the center. You can't run through the middle of the field. That's just the basic truth. And that's one of the lessons we learned from Ronaldo da Lima. He was the only striker who could run through the middle of the field, and he had to evade a lot of players, twist his body, go lateral, go vertical, go horizontal, and that's why he had all those many injuries. So now, from the Thierry Henry era, they shaft themselves wide, so that they are on the safe side. You're running on one channel, so you're on the safe side, right? Now, if Mbappe doesn't want to play through the middle because his speed will be ineffective, will be useless, another player who also tried to run through the middle and eventually had a lot of injuries was Obafemi Akinwumi Martins, the weapon of mass destruction. And you could see that every speedster who tries to run through the middle always gets to suffer. So if you're playing through the middle, you need to be a player that manages position properly, manipulates the two center back, get short movement instead of long, fast-paced movement and all that. So another player who also tried to run through the middle was Erling Haaland when he was playing for Borussia Dortmund. He goes deep and run. And remember, at that time, he was always suffering from injuries. So when you look at it, fast players, this is my position, and you can prove me wrong with fact and analysis. But fast players who play through the middle always end up with injuries, especially to their knees and their muscles, because the movement, the space, the ocean of space that you have to run through is too big. So sometimes it could cause a lot of problem and damage. Well, so that's the way it is. Just in case you don't know, if light goes off, if NEPA light goes off, this show go end. Let me first just tell you now up front. If NEPA light goes off, this show go end. But we are on brand Z, so it could go off anytime. It's not like I'm calling it to go off. So I'm asking this question up front. If you have a suggestion, if you have an idea, you have a thought, you're thinking about it the way I'm thinking about it, you can share your thought. That's what we'll do. Yeah. Okay. You can share your thought. It doesn't mean you go and coach Madrid, but you can just share your thought, and it's good to have it ahead so that when the time comes and it's happening, you're like, oh, I said this was going to happen. I said this was going to happen, and all that. Just like I said about Haaland last season, that once they sign him, they will win the treble or quadruple, and they didn't win the treble. But I also remember saying that the fact that he doesn't have the spaces to run, it will become useless to himself eventually. So he cannot repeat that 50 goals every season, because his game is built on, oh yeah, one, Ochomas, get steady. 1, 2, 3, go. Put the ball ahead of you. Go Spireza, go. So right now, there is too much pressing of the opponent, like wish for night. Press them. Like is your my way say woman breast. Press. So now it doesn't have the space to run. So now people are coming out to say, oh, he's useless himself, he's not without the ball, Erling Haaland is useless. No. It's the system he's playing in. Erling Haaland is still as effective as possible, but unfortunately he's not playing in a team. If he goes to play in that Inter Milan team where they play the ball on the counter, any team that sits back, soak up the pressure and hit the ball on the counter, if this Haaland go to Man United, he will score another 50 goals again, because that's the kind of game he wants to play. Unfortunately, Eric Ten Hag also wants to play like Pep. He doesn't have the material to play like Pep. Manchester United player, most of them want to play the counter-attacking football. Imagine having Bruno Fernandes behind you, and he doesn't want to do all those short passes. As soon as he gets the ball, he flocks the ball behind the back four. And you know that once, if you're an Erling Haaland at the same position, bracket like this, 50-50, consider it in your head that he's 5 steps ahead of you. If you're 1 step ahead of him and the ball is ahead of you people and is running, he's still ahead of you. So just imagine that kind of a team. It would just, it would do a lot of damage. But unfortunately, Man City will press you in your own half. They will press you like say they squeeze Banga. Talking about Banga, yeah. So I've got this people since yesterday. I talk about cooperative. For almost all the messages I got on my WhatsApp, on my DM, about the cooperative. I want to join cooperative. I want to join. See the cooperative. Mona, calm down. We'll talk about it, but Mona, calm down. Mascarash. That is good. Okay, let's look at the Arsenal team. Let's look at the Arsenal team. Arsenal Wenger. Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, Mikel Arteta, Arsenal Wenger, Victor Ikpeba, Arsenal Wenger. Okay, so look at the team by Bayern Munich. Mananoa is back in gold, restored after all the fight. Kimmich was on the right full back. Karandaya, another Tottenham player. Delete was a beast too. Delete had a good game. He played very well. Davis is no longer as fast as he used to be. He does see money, not the hungry again. That speed to run from Africa to Canada. Don't come down, you don't calm, you don't relax, don't see money. Lema and Goretzka were playing as the two screen in front of the defense. This was a plan of, you know what, we don't know what this Arsenal will do, but let's try as much as possible not to give them too much chance. And they did. They webbed Arsenal. Even Arsenal scored 2 goals, but they webbed Arsenal very well. I'm not sure they will play like this in the return leg. I'm hoping they'll play 4-3-3. They play 4-3-3, Arsenal will be them, for sure. Then you have Leroy Sané, who was a menace. And then they have Sergio Gnabry, who scored that goal. God, Raya, why didn't you block that ball? And then Musiala was neither here nor there, but I mean, he put some passes on the plate, so I will respect him. And Harry Kane, the hold, Syria Arsenal scorer, scores against Arsenal like, from the penalty spot again. And then Martinelli, Saka, Kai Havertz were up front for Arsenal. You have Declan Rice, bag of rice that the Rice didn't deliver yesterday. Jorginho and Martin Odegaard. Odegaard was just misplacing passes, but he still tried, okay? And then you have Ben White, who was the best of the 4 defenders. The other guys were shitty. Kivio was crappy. Gabriel Jesus and Saliba, so bad that they have to remove Kivio eventually. And they removed Jorginho and Kai Havertz and brought in Trossard and Gabriel Jesus. That's how the equalizer came in. It was a nice one. But for me, what did you see in that game? I need to, today I want to hear from you guys. I mean, it has to be you guys. But then the Nigerian women team, oh my God, these guys were good. They went there, they got, you know what they call get the job done. We've not been to the Olympics for 18 years. It wasn't a case of let's go there and go and show ourselves. No, just get the job done. And that's exactly what they did. Zambia beat Morocco 2-0 in Morocco's home. So Zambia are true, okay? They are true. That game went into extra time anyway, in case you don't know. Well, it's just the way it is. Nigeria is there. Other people are there. Well, let me read from your comment. It's your comment that is more important to me today. This show, the show after Champions League is always about your reaction more than anything else. Yes, 21 minutes on the clock. Arotorego says both games I tell you now, Senepa go take lights. They don't take the lights. So I get like 2 or 3 minutes to sign up, to wrap up. I'm sorry. I'm not foiled up, okay? I'm sorry. I knew what's going to happen. We're not in Banzi, but at least we've gotten a show. Oh God, so there's plenty of messages. So I'm not going to read all these messages. Damn. Okay, Arotorego say both games were really explosive. Man City to go through to the semi-finals. Arsenal may still make the final 4, but their chances is very slim. This Champions League not for the week, okay? Michael Etta said great games last night. I see Man City and Arsenal going through after the second leg. Green Touch says I think our inexperience showed up even when we scored the 2 goals. We could have kept the pressure on Bayern, but we decided to relax and start misplacing passes. I agree with you. Lord Mayor says the absence of Kevin De Bruyne is affecting Haaland. Kane is a fantastic bowler. He dropped to the midfield. Michael Eleta said, bros, if City wins the league, do you think Foden is a good shot for the player of the season? In the league, yes, it's a good shot for the player of the season. Just the same way if Arsenal wins it, I think Declan Rice have a good shot for the player of the season alongside Bukayo Saka. Michael Letta said Kovacic is downgrade on Gundogan. I'm sure Pep would rectify that. There are rumors they already agreed a deal for Paqueta, which would be great. I agree with you on that one too. Oluwaseyi Adebowale, I also heard the rumor the Saka penalty is similar to the Liverpool one against Man United. For me, both of them are not penalties. Henry Moru said the Arsenal team showed last night that they are truly, really inexperienced, full of exuberance. Oluwaseyi Adebowale say, I think it's a good thing that the away goal rule was scrapped. If not, we could say that the Arsenal and Madrid would be almost out of the UCL now. Oluwaseyi Adebowale say, now, teams can play more open and attacking without worrying about conceding away goals. This makes the game more interesting. And Romero say, yes, one can argue the penalty case for Saka, but I also think that the EPL ref has spoiled them so much with looking for pen rather than trying to score. Lord Mayor says that Saka penalty is every day a penalty. It's if it's Madrid, Obaka, or Bayern, that penalty will be awarded. That is obstruction of goal. But I don't know with all these people they talk. Lord Mayor says, boss. So I guess we all know if a goalie pick up a back pass from his teammate with his hand, it's a free kick in the 18-yard box, or is the rule already changed? I don't know. They just sorry for us now. And Romero say, but the refs' excuse not to have given a penalty against Gabriel Magalhaes of Arsenal is such a dubious one. What's one business if the inexperience or not? And Romero says, I love the fact that Arsenal didn't lose the game. Anything can still happen in the return leg. I don't say, I beg you, I don't ready for the registration for the cooperative. Demola Abiodi Brian, inexperience cost Arsenal yesterday. I just hope they can learn from that. Demola Abiodi Brian say, congratulations to the Super Falcons. Chiamaka Inozie, now the real deal in goalkeeping. This is where I say, thank you very much, everybody. I gotta go now before this UPS shutdown on us. I mean, we had 25 minutes. Would say it was a bad one, was a good one. Let's do this again tomorrow. Bye bye.